are always like trying to make cheapen everything and like trying to like cut corners and everything and make the portion smaller and, trying to cut corners and everything rather than saying like, how can we make this the best experience possible rather than make the most profit possible?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's actually a Christian values thing about, or Judeo-Christian values of, hey, what are you in business for? What is the point of a business? It's not so you can get rich. It's that you can add value to in whatever segment you're working on and still make a profit and make a living. But if you do profit first and not value first, then it's not going to work long term.
No.
And I think a lot of people don't think about business that way. They think like, oh, what can I do to make more money, or like, get squeezing.
I was always taught that you basically just want to just be answering. You just want to be solving someone's problem.
That's right.
Right. So if I look at even like our hay sales business, how it kind of started, it was like the idea of people, like they used to pick up hay at some place and then they'd have to get it back to their place and they would put it in their hay loft, like, or picture somebody who's at a stable out in Maple Ridge where there's 40 horses, right? Which is a lot of places that we sell to. And then we would go there and they would literally text us and say, hey, can I get a ton of hay delivered? And they would come back from work and there'd be a ton, 2,000 pounds of hay up in their hay loft, exactly where they wanted it in their little spot. And then they would e-transfer or pay us the money. It was like, hey, so it was just interestingly enough, I feel like our hay sales business is actually way more of a delivery service, like that particular business, than it is an actual hay sales business. It's about the fact that the product is delivered when we say we're going to deliver it. Yeah. And the guys are phenomenal. Like Steve has great culture where they clean up after and same thing. They leave little gifts and they just, it's good brand. Yeah. And it's good quality product. And if there's ever an issue, it's instantly taken care of. Yeah. And that part, I don't think people realize when you talk about like cheaper breakfast, people don't realize there's people that will only shop that way. They just literally go buy the cheapest thing. You don't want those customers anyways. Yeah. Because they'll be the first to leave when someone else sells for $5 less. But if you have a customer that just literally, says, hey, these people always look after me. And I'm hearing that more and more. I was just at a local business here, Shadow Produce, and, a bunch of guys I know, and they're just talking about like why they go where they go. And it always comes down to like, hey, how well are we looked after? It's very interesting.
That's right. That's what you're trying to do now too, right? In the mechanic shop, cleaning all the vehicles.
Trying. Yeah, we're going to try doing it. You got to hire more people, and it's not going to be implemented overnight, but it's hopefully. I think it will work, right? I just think it's a totally different mindset of how you're looking after your customer. Right? Yeah. So.
Oh, I think you also need to be in like especially during COVID and stuff like that, when you could just make money anywhere.
Order take.
Yeah, basically, you don't have to start caring about those things anymore, right? But once like the times get hard, you need to differentiate yourself from the competition, and then it really matters again. There's incentives that way to add value. Yeah.
Yeah, you can always tell you're in hard times because like I follow Ritchie Brothers, and we have our own auction too. But Ritchie Brothers in particular, the amount of new equipment selling in there is just insane.
Okay.
Yeah, brand new stuff like excavators, no hours, just people cleaning up lots.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a local tractor dealership. They put like $4 or $5 million worth of tractors. Just get them out of here. Yeah, get them off the books.
Yeah. Yeah, Ford cancels the Ford Lightning and much of their EV programs right off a bunch of bad debt.
Yeah, I thought it was fascinating. They wrote off $19 billion, which is a lot of money.
Okay.
Even for Ford. And I mean, I have a Ford Lightning, my second one.
Yeah.
And I think they're a phenomenal truck.
Yeah.
And so I guess the moral of the story for me was, or the point I got out of it was just like, yeah, they just could not charge the consumer enough. And
what I understood is that they just couldn't get the towing thing figured out.
Well, no, they can't tow
at all.
But yeah. But lots of millions of people own pickup trucks that never tow a thing.
That's fair, yeah.
Right? So, a lot of people, it's just a convenient grocery getter that's 4-wheel drive that you could drive up somewhere and put something in the back. And,
yeah.
Or people just even.
There's a lot of them out there. I see a lot of Lightnings out there, and it's pretty.
Well, that's why I find it so interesting. But I guess they were just selling them at a loss. So that's the moral of the story, right? Like they just couldn't, and it makes sense because the first one I bought, I won't say how much I paid, but it was almost twice what I paid for the second one.
Okay.
Yeah. So they started off selling them at money making prices, and then they just hacked them back to keep moving them, and now they're sitting at dealerships. Now I think the fear would be, and this would be the fear of people that own them now. So I don't know if it'll crater the value even more, but like, do you really want to be driving around a vehicle where they discontinued the line like after 3 years? Like.
Makes them less desirable for sure.
Yeah, they're like driving a snowmobile though, right? In the snow, like they're just a riot because they're all-wheel drive and they're like a tank. They're so heavy they just plow through. And
I love them.
And they're a rocket. Well, you drive an electric vehicle, you know that. Your vehicle's like a rocket too.
They are fast, yeah. And no one notices too. It's quiet.
Well, don't see it coming.
Yeah. What else we got?
And the governments have all went away. That was actually part
from
of
their
it.
their incentives and
and the mandates. Like they were literally going to mandate that by 2030. Like all this, like just ridiculous stuff. I hate polarizing, right? Like things that are just not realistically going to happen, but people start making all kinds of assumptions and changes. It's just not healthy for an economy, right?
Yeah. Okay, what else you got? I got one note on a Bible passage I read this week.
Okay. Did you have feedback? Did you have feedback from last week's? I saw there was a lot of people watched it because we talked about the Mormons. Did you have anybody message you and set us straight on?
No, nothing about the Mormons. I did notice that like our views went to on YouTube only in like 500 views in one day. And then it went to like the next day it was like 30, the next day it was like 10. And so we talked about it last week, but because I think we talked about Bill C9, I wondered if like it somehow got throttled back.
Shadow banned
somehow
the Canadian government.
Or something like that. Because it was weird. I never seen it do that before. So there's definitely stuff happening in the background that I think we're not aware of. No, I was reading, I'm reading the book of Colossians, trying to read it every day.
Okay.
It's like, hey guys, if you enjoy that episode and were blessed by it, would you be willing to support the show? That would help a lot in creating more content, improving the quality of the content, putting the production value, getting more guests on, and me being able to spend more time and energy towards it. So if you're interested in doing that, you can click up here and it'll take you to a support page. But you can also subscribe to the podcast by clicking over here and doing that. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one.